Hi everyone. So I finally got iPhone 15. When I went to pick up my iPhone 15 Pro, this is the first phone I held and I fell in love with it because how it feels and how it looked. One of the biggest reason I went with 14 Pro because I did not like the glossy back of iPhone 14. I was using iPhone 13, iPhone 12, but I wanted to have that matte finish. So after trying this phone, I really thought whether I made a mistake going for this expensive phone. But let's see like how this is going to work. So let's unbox this. So I went with the blue version and this is 128 GB because I don't need a lot of storage. So this is blue. I don't know how it is going to look in this light because this is very subtle color and a lot of people did not like the pastel color because this is like that infused glass. It's even hard to see on camera this Apple logo as well. But when you hold this device, this feels really good and it's very light. So let me just remove this. Actually, let's keep it aside. Let me just show you if you haven't seen it. There's a braided cable and there's something else. So yeah, that's all about it in this phone. So let's keep this box away and talk about the phone. So this is how it feels. And when you hold iPhone 15 Pro side by side, I really cannot tell the difference like which one is more premium. I like the feeling of this phone more than this in some ways because I think this is more lighter. Yes, it is dense and I think the titanium color looks better. But when you just hold them side by side, this feels much better. I don't know why. I think this is the reason I wanted to try it. But let me just turn it on, switch my stuff from iPhone 15 Pro and see like how that 60 hertz is going to affect me. So there was one issue I was facing when I was setting up my 15 Pro from 14 Pro that with the current software update, I was not able to set it up. So I had to do it via iCloud. But if you need to do it, you need to just set up the phone blank and you just need to update your software to the that 17.0.2 that will have that fixed update. So if you see, it will already tell you that if you need to transfer the data, this will solve that problem. So you update that software and then you try again after resetting the phone. So let me do that. So now both of the phones are set up. But before telling you about the phone, let me just give you the physical overview. Like I said in starting, this feels lighter. This is basically 20 grams lighter than this phone, which is also 20 gram lighter from the last year 14 Pro. So both of them feel really good. iPhone 15 feels a bit smaller in the hand because it's slightly slimmer, but I think it's just slightly wider, but you're not going to feel a lot of difference. The main difference between these phones is going to be in the screen, and that is going to be the 60 hertz and 120 hertz. And when you come from a 120 hertz, and you will feel it right away. Apart from that, there are the bezel difference. But you also get the new 2000 nit brightness. The sensor has been upgraded as well. They're not the same one, but this is 48 megapixel. But I'm going to do the proper comparison of these phones. So let me just keep this aside and talk about this phone. If I compare it from the last year, I think this phone has a lot of upgrade. One of the reason I got 14 Pro as well was this dynamic island. Although it was not very useful, but it does look much better as compared to the previous one. The other addition in this phone is going to be that USB-C as well, just like 15 Pro. But the problem is this is going to be USB 2.0, which is not a huge problem as this phone doesn't support that ProRAW or even ProRes recording. So the transfer speed is not going to be a huge issue because the file size are not going to be as much. But it will be great to have the USB 3 here as well. But at least you can use this phone as a HDMI output toward any monitor. So that's a good thing. I really thought, I mean, Apple is going to skip that as well, but that's not the case here. The other area I'm going to expect a little bit more difference is going to be the battery life, but I'm going to compare that. I'm going to use this phone for 2-3 days, and I'm also going to compare this phone with my 15 Pro as well in the camera, how the screen refresh is going to be, and do I really miss those Pro features? So stay tuned for that. But as of now, there are only three things that are missing from 15 Pro to this phone. That is going to be the high refresh rate, the ProRAW and ProRes camera capabilities, and the always-on display. I don't use always on display, so that's not a problem. But I actually went for 15 Pro because I wanted to record those ProRes. So let's see if I'm going to miss that while using this phone. My SIM is already in there. So wait for my comparison of this phone. But till then, bye bye.